Hi, this is Jennifer Strickland, speaking to you from the Center for Teaching and Learning at Mesa Community College. Let me talk about thinking differently, about teaching differently. Whether you've been teaching for 25 years or if this is your first semester, I want to encourage you over the course of this next semester and beyond to think differently about what it means to get a college education and how you'll teach the students that come into your classroom. Do you remember your days of undergraduate and graduate education? Do you remember those lecture halls filled with students taking notes and the professor standing at the lectern lecturing about a topic that you were required to take? Or do you remember your graduate seminars where you would have small group discussions of a topic you loved deeply enough to get a graduate degree in? You'd grapple with theory and problem solvings. Those are not the learning experiences of a community college. They are not the expectations of our students. In fact, our students, that is the community college student, comes to us with oftentimes insurmountable challenges. Challenges that many, not all of course, for I never speak in absolutes, but many have challenges that may not be in our own life experience when we were pursuing our degrees, or even what you considered when you contemplated a career as a faculty member. Challenges that in the community college culture are not theirs to deal with, but rather are in fact the fabric of our existence. These, quote, challenges are the reason for our existence. What are they, you wonder? A common challenge for our student is childcare. Often students have to choose between their class and their children, or their homework and their children. If you're a parent, you know that's really not a hard decision. It's not always a matter of, well, they knew and it was up to them to have it worked out. The reality of life as a parent is that things can change in an instant. It may be that they showed up and their provider wasn't there, or an asthma attack occurred, or a fever broke out, or a million other possibilities. The point is that students often have to make tough choices, and a community college recognizes that. 49% of Maricopa Community College students report housing insecurity. 49%. These include an inability to pay rent, or frequently moving due to an inability to pay for the utilities or for their housing, crowded and poor housing conditions. Maricopa Community College District actually has a homeless student population of 12%, according to a Hope Lab study of Maricopa Community College students. That same study showed that 64% of Maricopa Community College students report declining food security, with 32% of our students unable to afford 3 meals a day due to a lack of resources. Concentrating on learning and studying and reading is particularly challenging when daily nutrition is not affordable or common. The reality of many community college students to making school their number one priority is simply not a reality. It's important to know this and to understand this isn't a lack of interest or a lack of drive. It's due to the reality of teaching in a community college. This is who we are and and what we are. Our students are here to make their lives better, to improve their futures. They're here despite many odds. Their realities are not those of a coming-of-age college experience. They have jobs, they're parents, they care for parents. As an educator in a community college, our job is to help them learn how to succeed and learn in light of these challenges. There are many things our students are not, and we hear about those. But what if we think differently? Think differently about our chosen career to teach students at a community college. Let's instead think about the things that our students are, such as they're resourceful. They find ways to make ends meet, to get a copy of your textbook even when they can't afford lunch. They're able to find ways to the campus when they can't afford a car. They find ways to complete their homework despite working a full-time job. Our students are incredibly resourceful. Our students are adaptable. When plan A doesn't work, or B or C or D for that matter, they come up with another plan. Say there's, a government shutdown and they can't get their financial aid distribution. They still find ways to make it to class, to get the readings, and to do the work. Or maybe they got dropped from their class 3 times for non-payment. They figure a way to get into your class. Our students are incredibly adaptable. Today's students are innovative. They live in a world immersed in innovation, a world we can't fathom, well, those of us that have our roots in the analog world. They leverage innovation to achieve many of their obstacles in life. Our students are incredibly innovative. Do you know that we have some 15 or more reasons to put holds on our students' accounts that prevent them from registering for our classes? We're exceptionally creative at keeping students out of our classrooms. But for those students that are showing up on your rosters, they solved all of those problems. Every obstacle we put in front of them, they solved and managed to show up in class. Our students are adept at solving problems. Our students have unique and varying life experiences different from yours and from each other. Harnessing these life experiences and perspectives can bring new light to your disciplines. They can see your content in new ways and bring new perspectives to tried and true theories if you provide voice to your students. The role of higher education is changing. It's been changing slowly for a few decades, but recently there's a sense of urgency for transformation in higher education. When it began, education devalued uniqueness and creative thinking. In fact, it was designed to honor and reward exact repetition. Today, though, higher education's changing the expectations. It's now about fostering agility and communication, adaptability, innovation, and thriving in an ever-changing, always evolving workforce. Today we live in the information age. Content's at our fingertips, even at our voice command. Content's no longer king. It's now, how can that content be used in life for a career that doesn't even exist yet? Or a career that's going to change from month to month? The vision, the mission, the value of the community college was founded on the principle that priority is given to those whose educational options are limited by a variety of circumstances. This is the reason for our open access. If you teach a course for us and you also teach the same course at a neighboring four-year institution, you should be teaching it very differently. The content may be the same, the competencies may be the same, but the students are not. You will teach differently here than you would there. You have to, for our students are going to be very different, even though the curriculum's not. How are you going to ensure that your community college students learn what you have to teach them? How will you inspire the students to live and learn in a vastly changing world? A former governing board member once said, "In the classroom, you're at the front lines of human rights." A former vice chancellor said, "It's not all about content and curriculum in the classrooms at Maricopa. It's about closing the achievement gap and changing lives." You have an opportunity here to change lives, so I ask you, how are you going to do that in your course?